Hi, I'm Andrew, and I'm pretty well travelled. I like to travel. In fact, I just got back from a trip, mostly based in Spain, and I've got a little story for you. I was on a bus going from Madrid to a small town east of Madrid, about 3 hours away, and there's a stop halfway between the two places, and it's about an hour in. And we made the stop, and everyone got some food, went to the toilet, had a cigarette, and we got back on the bus, as well as a few extra people who started their journey at the stop. Two of these people who got on at the stop were a couple of these Italian guys, but they were drunk, and the problem started to arise when one of the guys was spotted sitting in the elderly passenger seat, and the bus driver asked him to vacate the seat, and he wouldn't, and he was being really stubborn. And the bus driver was like, "I'm the driver, I make the rules, get out of the seat." And he was like, "No." So he was just being stubborn, but eventually he jumped into the seat with his friend, and the two of them were like punching each other jokingly, but also like abusing people around them, and people were slowly moving away from them. It got to the point where people were like becoming afraid of them and moving away, and one girl was like hiding her sister away, and anyway, they were really abusing everyone, especially the women and the girls. And the bus driver was like, "That's it, I've had enough." And he pulls the bus over, and everyone's like, "Whoa, this is getting pretty full on." He had to stop the bus because he's going to do something. But everyone wanted it to happen because they were becoming a real nuisance. Anyway, the bus pulls over, and he grabs one of the guys by the shirt, and he brings him to the front of the bus, and his friend is like, concerned about him. They're both trashed and rowdy. He throws him out of the bus, pushes him up against the bus, and the friend is just standing there. He's a bit smaller. He doesn't want to get involved, and he just punches the guy, and either to scare him or to knock some sense into him or whatever. But he punches the guy, and we're all inside the bus against the window looking down. And we're like, we got to see what's going on, because we can only see the tops of their heads. So we all go to the front of the bus, and people are about to get off the bus, and the driver is like covered in sweat, and he's just holding this guy who was just punched, who's not knocked out, but is kind of dazed and confused. And he goes, "La, la, 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 la," something in Spanish. And somebody told me that later that he was saying, "Get back on the bus," because people were pushing me to get back on the bus. But we didn't know what was going on. It's like, "La, la, la." We thought, Jesus, who is this maniac driving the bus? So we get back on the bus, and the two guys weren't allowed back in, and they just walked off. And everyone was a bit shaken up by this, because we thought maybe the driver was a bit of a maniac as well. And they walk off in the distance, and we don't drive off for a few more minutes, but we notice that the guys are mooning us, showing us their asses as they walk off into the wild. And eventually we drove off as well, but the bus had this calm, eerie calmness about it afterwards. No one was really talking, and no one wanted to speak to the driver either. And eventually I arrived at my destination and had a great time from then on. Had a good story to tell. Also learned a bit of Spanish.